Welcome to the Enhancing Digital Access and Community Resilience program. And we're glad that you're here because we are all trying to reach a goal where everybody is getting money at the comfort of their home without anybody struggling. So, this is the Creative Economy track being led by Damaris Naliaka Simiyu under the Damadi Technologies. And before I begin, this is a disclaimer based on the slides that I'm going to use. This is something that everybody needs to have known or needs to know. There is something called the 6x6 rule. Inside your slides, the row is not supposed to have more than 6 words, and the column is also not supposed to have more than 6 rows. You need to have mastered whatever you're presenting to people. So slides are only supposed to help you remember what you're supposed to be telling us. If it is an academic venture, you are not supposed to be using something as colorful as I'm going to use right now. This is for the creative economy. That's why it's this colorful. For something professional, it needs to be a little bit boring and professional. So anyway, that being said, we are going to jump back into what creative economy is. So a creative economy is where people make money from their ideas, creativity, and their talent. So, if you can create something using your mind and skills, and people are willing to help for it, to pay you for it, then that is what we call the creative economy. It could be a video, it could be a design example of a poster, it could be music, it can be photography, fashion, social media content, podcasts, even memes. That is creative economy. We have things like blogging, we have using of AI to create different scripts, books. We always talk about remote jobs, but you cannot get a remote job if you do not even have a skill to go there. So this track is specifically to help you have that skill before you start creating that remote job. We teach you how to turn your likes into income. So if you like taking videos, talking on a camera, designing posters, editing, storytelling, or even just being creative. You know, we are always creative every day. We have WhatsApp groups where we post our videos. We have groups where we try and make people laugh. I know how hard it is to make people laugh. So we show you how to build something serious from whatever you like doing. That might include you doing a blog that is going to tell people what happens. Right now, people are doing blogs on politics because that is the in thing right now, and they're really getting good money out of it, though politics is very dangerous. But if you don't want the dangerous stuff, you can just talk about something like healthy living. A lot of us are trying to lose weight right now, or a lot of us are trying to make sure that we don't die before 40. So that is a niche that we can cover, and that is under the creative economy. So some of you already have hustles. You shoot videos at weddings, you design birthday posters, you sell things online, you manage WhatsApp groups for businesses, and imagine with branding and with strategy and monetization, you can do your financial planning, you can market yourself and do all that stuff and get money from the creative economy. So the creative economy is not just about being a content creator like people say. I'm sure people understand a content creator is somebody who goes, takes videos and posts them on YouTube. It's not just about that. Even making scripts and making storybooks is content creation. Trying to talk people into visiting sites, affiliate marketing, all that falls under the creative economy. We need to talk about money. We'll teach you how to earn from YouTube or social media or freelancing. So you see how many the slides that I am showing you are. Haina vitu mingi juu pesa haipendi kelele mingi. If your slides are too clustered, then people will not be interested because we will know huyu mtu ana kitu kwa akili. That's why they want to read everything that is on their slides. Slides are basics because most of us use slides to promote ourselves. We also teach you how to manage that money, how to budget that money, how not to spend everything once it hits your M-Pesa, and also how to save, even how to invest in things like money market funds because there is no point of you making money if it keeps on disappearing. We've been having a trend of people getting a lot of money and then ending up still being poor. Our celebrities, for example, are always trending. How do we end up fundraising for them? Yet they were millionaires before. Our runners, you've seen what happens. They go run, get the gold, get the millions, and then they come back and we still have to open WhatsApp groups to help them get a little bit of money to help them sustain themselves. We don't want you guys being in this kind of craziness. Huh? Instead of you waiting for opportunities, you need to build your own opportunities. Not everyone will get a job immediately. That's the reality that we all know. But everyone can build a skill. So this track is about building skills that don't expire, don't depend on connections. I know all of us keep saying, oh, to get a job, lazima you need connections. You don't need connections here. So you don't need a big office to start this. You just need your phone, your data, and that's it. So you don't need expensive equipment. I know when people keep on saying, oh, I need a triple stand, I need a lapel, I need the sijui lighting. No, you don't need that. We have the sun, you have your phone, you have pillows to hold that phone. So that is where you start from. Just you, your phone, your creativity are the right strategy that we need in this course. There are very many things that you can learn in creative economy. I can't explain all of them in this picture. So if you want to turn your talent into something real, this is your track. So instead of you waiting for opportunities, you need to build your own. So we've seen youth complaining that there are no jobs, but the jobs we are applying for were created by some youth somewhere. Nile ndio that person amefika 60 sahi, we think that they had money before they were old. But instead of you just consuming content, at least be the one creating it. For example, right now, I'm 100% sure most of us are using YouTube to entertain yourselves or using TikTok to entertain yourselves. Out of every 4 videos that you watch on YouTube, on TikTok, on anywhere, make sure that at least one video is something that is teaching you how to get a skill. Let me leave you with at least one skill, or one of the simplest of skills that I know. You people, some of you might know it, some of you might not. I'm going to go back to my desktop and show you something really good. This is the OBS used for people who try to record content for education. And we're going to learn Google Earth. I'm assuming that most of us learned about location scouting tools. We have several location scouting tools. We have Google Maps, we have Google Earth, and so many others. It's not just for content creation, but this can save your life. For example, Google Maps can show you how fast a driver is going, so that when they go too fast, you can stop them. That is how people are stopping accidents. Some of us get lost in Nairobi, and the easiest way for you to get archives is by using Google Maps. I found that let me start with a story. I had this aunt of mine way back. She met the love of her life in Nairobi. So this guy had been lying about how his home is like Singapore, plus it was believable because he was driving a Subaru. So this aunt of mine is a Kikuyu from Thika. So that means that she has never been to the Rift Valley or the western side. Kumbe this guy comes from a really crazy slum in the village. I won't say the names. That place is a den of drunkards and all those crazy things that you can think of. So when she got pregnant, her Subaru babe insisted that she needed to stay in the village with his mom. So that's how she knew how this man's roots look like. So to save her from this craziness, when the guy mentioned where he came from, she should have used Google Earth to know how the place looks like. Let's say we've had problems where people are sending money home and thinking that something is being built at home, and kumbe people are just eating their money and enjoying themselves, and they've not built anything. Let's say I come from Maria Soti Girls Educational Center, and and I've been sending money to people to build a house right beside Maria Soti Educational Center. I can look for Maria Soti Girls Educational Center. Girls Educational Center. So for you to get to a place, let's say you're going to that place and you don't know where to search for. You can search for a place that everybody knows. For example, it can be a church, it can be a school, whatever it is, so that it is going to take you approximately close to where you want to know. So for example, I'm going to search for Maria Soti Girls Educational Center. I'm using Maria Soti because I'm an alumni of this school, and I really love it so much. I don't know how it's going on right now, but we're going to find out right now. Anyway, so this is Mariasoti Girls Educational Center. So let's say I've asked people to build a house. Let's say I live close to Mariasoti Girls Educational Center. Let's say this is where I live. So let's say this is my home. And I want to know if somebody is building. You can see there's nothing being built. So that is just how simple you'll be able to see and be able to know that something is happening on the ground. So that is going to save a lot of people coming from Qatar and Siju where, and they think that people are using their money to build things, yet they are not. So these kinds of tools are going to help you so much. Anyway, this was not supposed to be a training session. That being said, thank you for listening, and we hope to meet you in our trainings. Have a good day.